started. So welcome, and today we want to provide some healing for all the events that is going on in the world right now. My name is Dipal Shah, and I'm a medical intuitive, spiritual coach, and founder of the Global Gathering. I help people by bringing together science and spirituality to raise their consciousness and heal health concerns. My goal is for everyone on earth to be and feel alive and live their life to the fullest with joy in a happy and a pain-free body. We have not only the pandemic right now that we're dealing with, but now there's thousands of other lives that have been lost due to the violence, protests, police brutality, and a lot of damage to communities. And I was thinking that this isn't even the bigger picture. If we look at how all of humanity is being affected right now, each and every single person, from the rich to the poor, is being affected by what is happening on the planet right now. We have millions of people going through unemployment, people who can't put food on their table or a roof over their head. They're being evicted. And on top of this, we have elections coming up. So it feels like right now we are trying to find a way to save lives with all these challenges. But it's up to us how to do that. Resorting to destruction of humanity, which is what all of this is not the solution to anything. Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King have fought for nonviolence. And yet, here we are in this time and age with everything that is available to us, yet we're still not finding better solutions to save our planet and humanity. So what are we thinking? What is going through the human mind at this time? It is a challenging time for many, and I can only imagine what you're going through mentally, physically, emotionally, and even energetically for those of you who are on the spiritual journey. One of our healers that we will be talking to today, she actually lives in Minneapolis, and she's going to share with us what is going on and how she's dealing with it. And so today we want to conversate with all of you on how you're doing. So please share with us what's going on in your world, whether it's due to the pandemic or other events that are happening around the world. Give us your feedback, and I just want to say hello to some of you. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Lori, Roxanne. Hello. So wonderful to see you guys here today. Happy Friday. So today I have with me Michelle. And Michelle, if you want to just wave your hand, Katie, and Dana. And they are all of the healers that are on Dipal Recommends, and maybe you have worked with them. They are available to you. If you need healing, you could go to ananda4life.com, and you can go to Dipal Recommends page, and they are amazing at what they do and have provided hundreds of healings for many, many people. And so take a look at what they offer. So let's talk more about what's going on right now and what we can do, because at the end of today, I want all of us to come together as one, all of you who are live and all of you who are going to be watching the replay, to send out healing energy to the world. So, but first, let's talk to Michelle. And Michelle, if you want to unmute yourself and tell us what's going on.
I think I am unmuted. You can hear me. First of all, I just really want to say, and hopefully I don't start crying, is I want to thank all of you for the support. And when I reached out to this community, that you guys were right on it, and I totally felt it. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. I totally believe that there is power in numbers, in prayer, in God, in source, in whatever other people that you call on and believe in. It was phenomenal. So as you know, it had started earlier in the week when there was a death, and a lot of the protesters came out, peaceful protesters, and you know, that was really great. And my daughter lives right in the heart of downtown Northeast Minneapolis, and she's been a protester since day one. And so she was, you know, down there. And as the week went on, um, we were getting all sorts of information, and they were sending in all sorts of very violent groups of people, a lot of white supremacists, and it was like their opportunity to start chaos. And in Minneapolis, we really are not a violent state or city, but you know, the peace protests got totally lost, and it just became vicious and violent. And there's thousands of people, you know, that still went down there. And then again, we have the COVID, so then there, you know, it's like a cesspool down there. And so there was all that fear, and I kept, you know, begging my daughter not to go, but she was like, no, Mom, we're going. This is, you know, this is real. We're making a change. So you have that going on. But what I noticed started happening is you know, with the COVID, you get the fear and the depression, and I could feel all of that, and it was really depressing. But then the panic came, and not only did I start to feel mine, the whole intent of the city. And you know, what they showed on the news really wasn't even what was happening. They kept showing the police precinct burning down. There was, you know, 300 to 500 stores and houses in people's, you know, mom and pop stores that were burnt to the ground. The devastation is terrible, and it went from several cities and into the neighborhoods. And they were, you know, there was, like I said, a lot of these groups that were coming in, and they were setting like gas tanks by trees, and they're, you know, they had this whole big setup that they were really just going to blow up our city. And people were really afraid. Stores were closing down, all, you know, Targets, drugstores, you know, all the things that people who live downtown, now they have no stores, you know. And there was a lot of inner city people that, you know, were on public assistance and stuff, and all their stuff was just, it's just gone. And it didn't matter what color, what race, what anything, you were all up for grabs. And so then we got reports that they were really coming in for the weekend, and that's when I personally started to go into a panic. And you know, this is real. Not only feeling everybody's stuff, but the panic that it was really going to happen. And so you're sitting there saying, well, what can I do? I'm only one person, right? You know, I'm only one person. And so then I got the, you know, the message, you have a community. So I quick got on, you know, Dipal's page, and I was asking, you know, for prayers and white light and whatever. And I mean, it instantly, I started to feel this, you know, sigh of relief. And, you know, of course, I called all my other healing friends here, and, you know, we're all just um, doing. And so honestly, by the grace of God, you know, Saturday night was supposed to be like really, really bad. And after I sent this out and we all started going, and they called in for over 4,000 National Guards and cops and everything from all the other states. I mean, this was stuff that we had never experienced. So, and not only was it separating um, individual families, you know, like my husband or my, you know, girlfriend's husbands and stuff, they were all fighting because one was on one side and one was on the other. So it was like complete devastation, not only what was going on outside, but in people's homes. And, you know, my brother, and, you know, he's like, I got my arsenal, and, you know, they were taking things into their own hands, going on top of Walmarts, protecting their stores up north. I mean, it was insane, but they didn't show any of that, you know, on TV. And just people afraid, and the stores closing down, gas stations. I mean, people were trying to find food. I mean, it was just insane. And now there's a lot of groups that are out there, and they're donating diapers and food, and we had inner city food for all the people during COVID. So all these people that were supposed to get food for their children's and the YMCA, they were all burnt down. So now all these other businesses that are still up are providing food for the people that didn't have food in the first place. So it was such a monstrosity that it was way beyond. And so what I just want to say is that you think that you can't help and you can't do anything. I say, call on the white light, call on your friends, call on the community. It is just, and just be grateful, you know. And that night, Saturday night, stuff did not go down in flames. We still had stuff, you know, we still have curfews here. And of course, there's a million stores, 170 Targets closed down and boarded up. So you have all the medication, toiletries. Still to this day, they're afraid to, open up. They'll only open up for a couple hours. So it's really impacted our life. It kind of like threw COVID on the back burner. And then unfortunately, people saw it as an opportunity to start it in the rest of the world. And, the whole George Floyd thing, that he was a martyr, it has nothing to do with George Floyd, and now it's, spread. And I just, again, ask that everybody just send white light to, all of the cities, that this just comes to an end, because it's really ugly. And I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I
mean, thank you for sharing. I know it's very hard. It's very hard, right, when you're in the middle of it, because I'm here in North Carolina, and some of us are not. I mean, Dana, I can't remember. Are you in Boston? I can't remember, right? And Katie, you're mute.
I live south of Seattle, so we've got stuff going on in Seattle as well. So
Right. So you guys have maybe things going on downtown. I know we're having protests going on Saturday. We were reading about it. And so it is, if you've never experienced anything like this, let me tell you, I had one experience and it was not fun. And my daughter, it's easy for us to judge and say things, like, I'm angry and I would have done this or whatever, right? We always think in our head that, oh, I would have done this, or I can't believe this is happening. But the truth of it is, we had gone to Paris about, I think last summer or the summer before, but we ended up in such chaos. It was Bastille Day, so we went to go watch the fireworks, but there was also a huge soccer game, and I guess a particular country won, or whatever, a team won, and so now for some reason they were celebrating that. All the streets were closed down. Our hotel was 15 minutes away, and it took us 2 hours because we had to walk there. And in the middle of it, trying to get through the streets, we ended up on the main street where all the stores are and everything. There was looting going on. There was so many police officers. There were fights breaking out. There was not tear gas, but those color bomb things that they throw. I don't know what the heck they are. Flares everywhere. And the girls, I've got 2 little girls. So here I am, trying to stay as calm as I could. You can't even cross the street. It's scary to cross the street. You don't know if they're just going to run you over. They don't care. And so being right in the middle of that, that was I wouldn't say small, but it was a experience and a momentary thing to where we got to experience what that looks like, right? And now when I think about what's going on in the world, it's like, oh my gosh, I could see it happening all over again, but 10 times worse, not just in one area, but all over the place. But guys, we want to hear from you. Those of you who are watching us live, what are you feeling? What are you sensing? I see Rena says peace. Yes, thank you for sharing that, because peace, you know, I had put in the post for people to tell us what one healing word would you like to send out right now. So yes, tell us what you're experiencing, and then go ahead and put what one word you would like to send out into the world right now, so that we could all share our light. You know, Katie, was there anything that, you know, you're experiencing right now in your area, or even, you know, within you?
I actually feel really safe and protected because I'm not close to the city. And we just moved out to a big, beautiful property. And so I'm out in nature, and I've disconnected myself from the news, and and it just helps me feel more balanced and center and grounded when I'm not plugged into all of that. And I don't know if any of you were feeling anxiety and holding your breath when Michelle was talking, but I certainly started feeling it too. And when Dipal was sharing, and so you just have to remind yourself to disconnect from the energies of all of that is going on around you and bring in the white light, like Michelle said. And then start to open up and take some deep breaths and really help get that energy flowing. And what helps me is if I say, energy must flow, energy must flow. And then say, my energies are flowing. And then follow that with your breath. And you'll start to feel a lot better and kind of come back down and be grounded again. And then you can do the mudra and say some prayers and bring in the white light, and you're going to feel so much better.
Yeah, I think right now we can just breathe, try our best to breathe. And whenever you feel a constriction in your body, you're right, Katie, just kind of breathe into it, feel that emotion, and then release it with a beautiful breath outwards, because you don't want to hold on to that right now. So be sure that you notice when you're holding on to that breath. And Isha says, Om Namah Shivaya. Keep chanting it, everybody. This will balance all of the 5 elements, both internally and externally. Thank you, Isha. Isha is one of the other healers, and she couldn't be on Facebook Live, unfortunately, because she is in India, and the internet companies are not available or something. I don't know. So she was having a little bit of internet trouble. So anyway, thank you, Isha, for sharing that and allowing me to share that. So I just want to say hello to Liz and Jill and Jan. Hello, Kim and Lisa. Good to see you guys here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. Dana, please, would you like to share a couple of words with us and your experience?
Yes, I would. And I'm just, pardon me for changing locations, but there's somebody right outside. My next door neighbor is, I don't know, cutting down a tree. There's some buzzsaw going on. And I thought, uh-oh, when I get on, it's going to be very loud. So I'm moving locations. So thank you. Hi, everybody. Yeah, a lot going on. And Katie, you know, I agree, like, and not to, and Michelle, you're in the thick of it. You know, I have family members who watch, you know, not quite 24/7, but they're very glued to hourly updates, what's going on in the news, watching the feeds of the things that are happening. And of course, you know, you need to know what's going on. I don't want to put my head in the sand. I'm very aware, but I think empaths like we are, it's really hard to keep watching it, right? So one thing, like Katie, I've had to just know that it's going on and unplug and not keep watching it, because when I do, it's hard and it's just agitating. And then I have a harder time holding my vibration. So working very hard, number one, to stay grounded. Grounding is so important because the world is so ungrounded right now, big time. So staying grounded, the tricks, you know, breathing in and just breathing. And so that is, and I just, you know, one thing that I keep meditating on, asking to bring in is just, you know, higher consciousness. Like, please, you know, people, humanity, like, let's bring in seeing things from a higher perspective. And it's like, it's so interesting. This occurred to me earlier today because I kept thinking, wow, everybody just needs to take a big breath, right? Everyone's so reactive. And then I said, wow, but interestingly, the last 2 months have been a big breath. And then look what happened, right? So we all were on pause. There was a giant big breath going on. And then it just kind of ignited into this massive bonfire. I'm like, wait, let's go back to the breathing, you know, and it's just, it was interesting to me. I was like, wait, we did that. How do we, you know, let's get back to that. Yeah, just really working on maintaining our vibrations and sending, you know, just peace. Peace is peace. That's my word as well. Like,
You know, when the coronavirus broke out, I think everybody was in chaos then, and trying to figure this new way of being, and then all these other events start coming out, and it almost feels like there is divine intervention to help us as humanity realize and recognize the true meaning of human life. I mean, I truly do feel like this is a divine intervention, except some people are not realizing and recognizing this. And it's so important for us to do that right now, right here, as to, you know, and you know, we all realize how important our lives are in times of these type of events. There's not one person who's not thinking about, wow, I do love my life. At least I hope you're thinking that, you know, because it's so important to recognize who you are right now, right in this moment, and what your purpose is. And we all have a purpose, you know, and our purpose, I'll tell you what each and every one's purpose is to be this spiritual being, recognizing your spirit and connecting with your spirit. And once you do, you'll realize that violence is not even a part of you, or you'll recognize the peace and that it's all peace. You know, one of my gurus is Adi Yogi, which is Shiva, right? And Shiva was known as the Adi Yogi because he became peaceful. He completely came into silence at one point, and that's when he merged into the mountain, Mount Kailash. And so we see him, the yogis see him as Adi Yogi, the first yogi, because that's what yogi means, becoming in union with yourself and the universe, right? And right now is the time to recognize, how can we become silence? How can we silence our minds, silence our bodies, silence our energies, and really look down deep within each and every one of us as to what we can offer. And right now it feels like it's time to offer compassion to what's going on. And it's time to offer our light and love as we come together. So for those of you who are joining us, and for those of you who will be listening to the replay, please do join us today in this light. And I see Isha is here. So welcome, Isha. Good to have you here. I'm glad your internet's working. Let's see. Let me see. Can you unmute yourself? Or there you go.
Hello. Yeah,
Hi.
namaste and hello everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, just pardon me for little disturbance because I've just come outside my house because I couldn't connect the internet connection on my laptop and my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm here to share a little 5 minutes explanation and little silent meditation on Namah Shivaya, because unless and until you don't understand the meaning actually behind the chant, you're not connected with the mantra. So just doing a mantra chanting, just being given a mantra and you're doing it, you don't find that connection until and unless you actually know what is the reason and why it can help you and how it can help you. So just a simple meaning of the chant I suggested you all was Om Namah Shivaya. Though everybody knows about Shiva, but this little meaningful chant has a deeper meaning behind it. I'll just break it down for you. Na. Na means earth element. So as to begin it again, sorry, there are 5 elements which everybody of us are aware of. It's earth, it's water, it's fire, space, the ether, and air. So na means earth. Whenever you chant na, it will stabilize, it will balance your earth element. Ma, M-A, ma. Ma means water element. So whenever you feel that water is imbalanced, you can chant ma alone as well. Then she means fire. Va, air. Ya, space. So together, na, ma, she, va, ya. It balances all your elements internally as well as externally, because everything is composed of these 5 elements. So even for 5 to 7 minutes, if we just sit in silence and close our eyes and just chant it, you'll see a visible difference in your aura, in whatever pains you're going through, mentally, physically. There will be a shift, and continuously it can bring a huge, humongous difference in your lives. So just close your eyes for 5 minutes and we'll do it together. Oh. Focus on your legs, the earth element, your thighs, your knees, your feet. Na. 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 Focus on your navel chakra, the water element. Ma. 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 Focus on your arms, your shoulders, and your chest. Fire element. She. Focus on your throat, your mouth, air element. Va. 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 Your brain, your head, your eyes, space, the ether. Ya, ya, ya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaha. Shivaya Namaha. Shivaya Namaha. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Beautiful. Thank you, Isha. Thank you. I think we did need some Shanti, which means peace. So what I want to do now, just for a moment, is for each of us to kind of just go through and just put out one word out there that comes to you for helping to heal humanity and the earth. And let's go ahead and do that. Each person can go. And those of you who are watching, please put a word that's coming up for you to help heal.
My word is compassion.
My word is forgiveness.
One of my many words, grace came up.
My word is surrender. Surrendering to the light.
And my word is Om, the sound of God.
Lori says her word is love. Jennifer says her word is blessings. Jill says unity. Brandy says harmony. Valerie says compassion. Let's just close our eyes just for a moment. And let's put all of our hands up and palms facing outwards. Maria says peace. Thank you. Let's all connect together. Connecting our beautiful light. Connecting our high vibrational frequencies. Bringing this beautiful beam of light into the center right now. Just see it. And let's go ahead and feel into this light. Let's also go ahead and connect with the Earth's axis. Everywhere that we're not in alignment with the Earth, let's align ourselves with the Earth's axis, bringing polarity through us as we connect with the Earth. Thank you to Mother Earth for all she's doing and as she's trying to survive as well. But she's so strong, holding our energies up. Let's be grateful and bow down to her now. Now take that beam of light in the center and let's send it to all human beings, animals, plants. Bringing in the frequencies of safety, security, love, light, peace, compassion, harmony. Protection. Grace. Guidance. A beautiful future ahead of us with light and love and peace. And so it is. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And I want to remind you that the global gathering is coming up June 24th. Don't forget, if you are not registered, make sure to go ahead and register. I did put the link here. It is at anandaforlife.com, and you could go under healings and find the global gathering. This is going to be our third month of doing the global gathering, and it's so exciting. We're going to be doing a lot of healing. I've got 7 other wonderful healers that are ready to help you financially, health-wise, relationship-wise, just anything and everything, any blockages that you have right now. You know, it's so important to clear blockages, right? Clear emotions that are coming up. And the global gathering is the sacred space, a sacred community that brings healers together, as well as all of you. And please share the light of the global gathering with everybody that you know, because I want to make the global gathering the community for you to come to once a month, where we come together and we light up the world and we light up ourselves and keep our frequencies high. So join me on June 24th. Again, if you haven't signed up, it's at anandaforlife.com, and you will see the global gathering. You will also see the link in this post. If you need to get in touch with me, my website again is anandaforlife.com, or Dipal Shah at anandaforlife.com. And if you need to get in touch with any of our healers today, Dana, Katie, Michelle, or Isha, they are under Dipal Recommends at anandaforlife.com, and they are here to serve you. So we will see you again next time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Lots of love and light, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and see you all soon. Bye-bye.